do, YouTube? Look, so it's your boy Cam Lucci with the Cam Lucci Reactions, and today we got another one, a lit one. This one's gonna be fun. It's called Talon Falls. It's a horror film. Yeah. Have I heard of it? Nah. Have we seen it? Nah. But we about to for the first time together. I guess it's about a big ass massacre or a big ass killing, right? But it's supposed to be in like a concert, not even a concert, like a Burning Man. You know what I'm saying? Like Woodstock type shit, some shit like that, like a festival type shit. And it's supposed to be like a big ass massacre. So we about to tap in, tune in. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll see every time I drop some new. Now let's start the show.
The cruel performance that became the tragic end for the visitors of the horror festival. The film opens with a man named John driving a truck down a deserted road. In the middle of his journey, John is startled when he sees a woman named Lindsay covered in blood, screaming for help. Lindsay, who looks terrified and desperate, feels relieved when she sees the truck approaching. Without thinking twice, she climbs into the truck and begs John to give her a ride. John is initially confused by Lindsay's condition, and Lindsay hurriedly explains that someone tried to kill her, but she managed to escape after a struggle. John doesn't immediately believe her story, but suddenly a large man wearing a mask and holding an axe smashes through the truck window. Shocked, John slams the gas pedal and rushes Lindsay to a doctor to get medical treatment. After being unconscious for several hours due to her injuries, Lindsay finally wakes up. However, her eyes are still covered with bandages, so she can't see her surroundings. In her confusion, Lindsay hears the voice of a man who turns out to be Dr. Tomey, the doctor taking care of her. Dr. Tomey calmly explains Lindsay's condition and asks her to tell him what happened. Though still weak, Lindsay tries to recall and recounts that terrifying night.
I'd be tripping.
Lindsay was...
What the fuck? Nigga, I would be tripping, bro. Take these bandages off my eyes so I can see who I'm talking to. I ain't playing with you. Yeah, she was just about to get murdered and you got her in the hospital with bandages over her eyes. I ain't trusting nothing. Nobody. Don't touch me, nothing.
Was with her boyfriend,
take these bandages
Sean,
off.
And two friends, Ryder and Lance, planning to spend their vacation at a cabin located in Goreville. During the trip, the car Sean was driving almost ran out of gas, so they stopped at a gas station to fill up the tank. While Sean was refueling, Ryder and Lance decided to go inside the store to buy some snacks. When they entered, Ryder and Lance felt something strange because the store looked empty and there was no clerk in sight. Lance began to walk around hoping to find someone. Eventually, he reached a room filled with videotapes. Strangely, each tape was labeled with different dates, months, and years. Lance felt increasingly confused as he tried to understand why the tapes were labeled in such detail.
Yeah. I ain't gonna cap, those are probably all murder tapes. That nigga filmed it every time he killed somebody. Or like every time yeah.
Suddenly the store clerk, let's call him Michael, appeared and caught Lance snooping in his private room. Michael was furious seeing Lance boldly entering his private space without permission. With a piercing glare, Michael demanded to know what Lance was doing there. Feeling cornered, Lance nervously replied that he was just curious because no one seemed to be in the store. Michael, who had never seen them in the area before, began to ask where they came from. Lance answered that he and his friends were from Nashville and that they had come to spend their vacation at a cabin and enjoy the fall season. Hearing that, Michael suggested they visit a festival called Talon Falls Scream Park, where there would be plenty of fun and thrilling attractions to make.
We just found our murderer. Wild card, bitches! Him right here. We just found our murderer.
Their vacation more exciting. However, he warned them that they'd need strong nerves to go there, as many jump scares awaited. While Lance and Michael were chatting, Sean arrived and urged them to hurry up so they could continue their trip.
Michael's the
Lance
killer.
thanked Michael for his recommendation, then they got back into the car and left the store. Inside the car, Lance suggested that instead of going to the cabin as originally planned, they should change their destination to Talon Falls Scream Park as Michael had recommended. Sean and Ryder were immediately intrigued by the idea, but Lindsay wasn't as enthusiastic. She felt uneasy about the frightening atmosphere they might encounter at such a festival. After some discussion and reassurance from the others that Talon Falls Scream Park was just a horror-themed entertainment event, Lindsay finally agreed to join them. The trip to the festival took several hours, and by the time they arrived, night had fallen. After the long drive, they finally reached Talon Falls Scream Park.
They took a long-ass drive. They didn't take no short trip. That was a mission. They're fucked.
The atmosphere was far different from what they expected. The parking lot was packed with cars and the area buzzed with excited visitors. Because of the massive crowd, the line to enter the horror festival was extremely long, and they had to wait for hours before they could get in.
I don't know, dude. You can hang out here with us if you want.
Yeah.
While waiting, they heard screams coming from inside the festival, which only made them more curious to see what was happening. As they stood in the long queue, a man they didn't know suddenly approached them.
So that's like going to like Not Scary Farm or like an amusement park or something during Halloween time. Like, yeah, you're gonna hear hella niggas screaming. Especially Universal Studios. Oh, they got it cracking during Halloween, man. Oh my god, you're gonna hear hella people screaming. But that's typical, nigga. If you don't hear nobody screaming during Halloween time or something, and it's like a scary festival or something, nigga, bro, you better turn around and go home. That shit boof. You know what I'm saying? That's for the toddlers. You need to go to where it's active. Niggas just You know what I'm saying?
With a mysterious smile, he offered them free VVIP tickets that would allow them to skip the long line and enter directly. Without hesitation, Lindsay, Sean, Ryder, and Lance accepted the offer, feeling lucky even though they found the man's generosity a bit suspicious. With the VVIP wristbands secured, they headed straight for the special entrance guarded by security. Once their tickets were checked, they were allowed inside.
Yeah. It's good they're traveling in groups, because that shit, I ain't fucking with it dolo. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not going to that type
As
of
soon
shit
as
by
they entered,
myself.
they were greeted by a tense atmosphere filled with endless jump scares. Though a bit frightened, their curiosity and excitement pushed them to explore further. The festival turned out to be far scarier and more intense than they had imagined. They encountered various
I can't do these type of things though, like the haunted houses, walking through the haunted houses and shit. If it's like a really, really good one, I can't go because I'm gonna end up socking one of the like people like on accident, you know what I'm saying, just off a reflex and shit. I'm gonna get so scared that you know what I mean? Just thinking like, nigga, I gotta get up out of here. Like, bro, yeah, I'm gonna pop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can't do
attractions,
those.
such as dark corridors filled with eerie noises and fast-moving shadows. The tension grew even stronger when they stumbled upon a scene that looked disturbingly real. A man imprisoned, strapped to an electric chair, being tortured in a gruesome way. His body was covered in burns, making the spectacle feel horrifyingly authentic. The group stopped for a moment, shocked and uneasy, their skin crawling at the sight.
Yeah,
Yet
I
the
don't
four of
know.
them tried to laugh it off, convincing themselves that it was all just part of the show. As Lance looked around the prison area that was part of the attraction, he noticed a single lever that stood out among the props. His curiosity got the better of him, and despite some hesitation,
Bruh.
he couldn't resist pulling it to see what would happen. The moment he
Stupid.
pulled
Killed
the
the
lever, the
nigga.
man strapped to the electric chair began convulsing violently, screaming in agony as if he were truly being electrocuted. He begged Lance to stop, his voice filled with pain and terror, pleading for mercy. The atmosphere instantly grew tenser. Lindsay, Sean,
Lance
and
is a
Ryder,
weirdo.
who had initially been amused, now looked anxious and unsettled. The man's expression was too convincing. It was hard to tell whether it was real or just part of the act.
Nah, it was real. That nigga's weird.
Even though they
That
knew
fucking
the festival
weirdo.
was supposed to be a horror
Niggas like that is a red flag, bro. Niggas like Lance, people like Lance, they're red flags, bro. Don't be kicking it with people like that, bro. Those people right there, red flags, bro. The red flags. No good
attraction, the
characteristics.
scene felt disturbingly real. Feeling increasingly
Hey,
uncomfortable,
even for
they
a scary
decided to
movie
leave
and
the
shit,
area.
like
As they walked toward the next
people like
section,
that
they
lame as
discussed
hell,
what
bro.
had just happened. Lance tried to convince the others that it was just an incredibly well-done performance, while Lindsay started to feel that something
Nah.
was seriously wrong with the place.
Yeah,
Suddenly, they found themselves
even if it was a part of the performance and shit, the fact that you pulled it and the nigga yelling like that's like, bro, what the fuck, bro? That shit, bro. I don't know. He got problems, bro. That nigga got issues for real. He probably be killing cats and dogs and shit on the low key. You know?
trapped between two heavy metal doors that slammed shut, locking them in a narrow corridor. There was no way out, and the only thing visible was a CCTV camera mounted in the corner, recording their every move. Panic set in as they waved frantically at the camera, hoping someone would notice and help, but no
They got
response
set up
came.
with them wristbands.
After several tense minutes, one of the doors slowly opened, revealing a room beyond. Inside, a woman was tied to a chair, struggling and screaming for help with terror in her eyes. Then, a masked man appeared in the room. Without hesitation, he began
Oh, hell
torturing the
no.
woman, ripping out her toenails one by one in a horrifyingly brutal act. Lindsay couldn't bear to watch, while Sean and Ryder stood frozen in disbelief, unable to comprehend what they were witnessing. Lance kept insisting it had
Real life hostel? What the fuck do you mean? What are you witnessing? That if I see a masked man pulling a fucking toenail off of a bitch's foot, you can't fake that, bro. You cannot fake no shit like that,
to
bro.
be just another realistic act, trying to calm both himself and the others. Then the other metal door opened, giving them a chance to leave. Overwhelmed and frightened, Lindsay and Sean decided to find a way out of the festival. However, instead of following them, Lance convinced Ryder to go somewhere secluded with him,
Stupid.
intending to make love.
Stupid.
Because of Lance's impulsive decision, they became separated from Lindsay and Sean. As
Mhm.
Lance and Ryder were about to be intimate, they heard a noise coming from a dark corner of the room.
Even though you've seen that there was cameras in the hallways and all that shit, right? You just thinking about getting some pussy while you getting fucking terrified and scared out of your mind, right? Bro, nigga, get it together, man. Get it
Curious,
together.
Lance decided to check it out. When he investigated, he was stunned to discover a hidden control room filled with surveillance monitors. Each screen displayed different angles of the festival grounds, showing various visitors experiencing the same fear and horror that they had. The room was also littered with videotapes scattered across the desks, each labeled with specific dates, months, and years.
Yeah.
Lance immediately remembered the collection of tapes he had seen earlier at the store. Confused and disturbed, he tried to piece together what those recordings meant and what was truly happening in this place. While monitoring the CCTV screens, Lance's eyes suddenly focused on one of the monitors showing Lindsay and Sean desperately searching for a way out of the festival. His anxiety spiked when he saw a large man appear behind them. Without warning, the man swung a massive hammer, striking Lindsay and Sean, knocking them unconscious instantly. As Lance stared at the screen in shock, he failed to notice danger creeping up behind him. In a split second, a man appeared from the shadows and injected him with a sedative, knocking him out cold.
Damn.
Ryder,
Straight
too,
to the
was
neck.
ambushed and drugged by the same group.
Oh, it's a
Later,
wrap for
Lindsay,
them. Yeah, they're
Sean,
fucked.
and Ryder woke up locked inside a prison cell. Every exit had been tightly secured, and a vicious guard dog stood watch in front of them.
That dog about to eat, nigga. That dog about to eat.
Ryder panicked and
Breakfast?
began worrying about Lance's whereabouts,
Who's this guy? Breakfast?
realizing he wasn't with them. She assumed Lance had been taken somewhere else, likely to a more dangerous place,
Lance
because he had
dead.
dared to enter a restricted area.
Lance
Inside
gone.
the
He
cell,
dead.
Lindsay, Sean, and Ryder met another captive named Greg, who was trapped under the same circumstances. Greg told them his story, how he had been captured and separated from his friends while at the festival. Since his capture, he had tried numerous ways to escape, but failed every time because the guard dog was always alert, ready to attack anyone attempting to flee. Greg explained that he had found a
Damn.
few small gaps
They
that
got
could
that shit
potentially
sewed
be
up.
used to escape, but someone would need to distract the dog. Otherwise,
Yeah.
any attempt would be futile. After hearing Greg's explanation, Lindsay, Sean, and Ryder realized that their only chance of escaping alive was to work together and come
What if Greg is a part of this shit though? He could tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? That Lance ain't there. These niggas just woke up from getting beat the fuck down with a hammer. You know what I'm saying? The other girl got sedated. So like that nigga just waking up there. He could, you know, you seen Saw 1? You ever seen Saw 1? You know how the key was in the bathtub? He pulled the drain up and all the water went down and the key went down with it. Nigga that set up the whole games was lying there in the middle of the floor. You don't know. You don't know.
up with a solid plan.
He
They
could be
began
telling them
discussing
anything.
strategies, weighing every possible option to escape without getting caught. But the problem wasn't just the guard dog. There was also a CCTV camera mounted in the corner, watching their every move. Someone was clearly monitoring them from the control room, meaning they had to be extremely careful. As they planned how to distract the dog and avoid detection, Greg mentioned that he had overheard the guards talking earlier. From those conversations, he discovered the horrifying truth behind the countless CCTV cameras. The group running the festival was actually a criminal organization with a disturbing goal to produce real-life snuff films, videos
Oh, no shit.
capturing actual
Oh.
acts of violence and torture.
No
These
shit,
recordings were
right?
stored on
Way,
videotapes and sold to certain people who
way.
derived pleasure from such brutality. Lindsay, Shawn, and Ryder were horrified as they finally realized that the man they had seen strapped to the electric chair wasn't an actor performing a scene.
And
It
now
was a
Lance,
real person being
hey, look, they finna put Lance right there to replace that nigga because he probably died from the other visitors. They finna replace him with Lance. Watch.
tortured and recorded by the sadistic
Well
organizers
deserved.
of the festival. The same fate had befallen the woman they'd seen earlier, brutally tortured while cameras rolled. Every act of cruelty in this place was committed to create horrific footage, mass-produced and sold as twisted entertainment for a depraved audience.
Damn.
After understanding
Black
the full
market type
extent of the
niggas.
cruelty and the true purpose behind the evil organization, Greg came up with a clever plan that he shared with Lindsay, Shawn, and Ryder. He needed someone to help distract the guard dog. Greg asked if any of them had leftover food in their cells that could be used. It turned out Ryder had a piece of bread that could be used to lure the dog's attention. Holding the bread, Ryder was assigned to attract the dog toward her cell. Once the dog was close enough, she would have to quickly grab its chain collar and tie it to the metal bars, restraining it so Greg could unlock the prison door without interference. Meanwhile, Lindsay and Shawn were tasked with keeping watch and ensuring no guards approached. But before they could carry out the plan, a large man entered the room.
He said, you ever seen Pineapple Express when them niggas is talking about when they in the room, they talking about trying to get free, break free, they tied up next to each other, or they tied up back to back, and then Craig Robinson come down. Nigga, I can hear you. What?
Without hesitation,
I heard everything
he
y'all was
violently
saying.
dragged Shawn out of his cell and took him away.
Oh. Yeah, hurry up and make the plan work.
Lindsay, Ryder, and Greg could do nothing but watch helplessly as Shawn was taken. The man's intention was horrifying. He planned to torture Shawn and turn it into a live spectacle for the festival's audience.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Shawn done. It's up to them girls, man. We're gonna see if them girls make it. They got set up since the gas station. That's crazy. Oh, shit. They just looking. He about to. Oh,
Once the man left with Shawn,
shit.
the remaining three realized time was running out.
I'm not gonna lie to you, stubbing my big toe hurts like a motherfucker. I could only imagine the pain of a nigga pulling my nail up like that, man. On my big toe too. Ah, damn.
They immediately put their plan into action.
Not gonna cap, I'll probably pass out, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Nigga, to feel that, nigga, I'm going to sleep.
Ryder approached the guard dog, waving the piece of bread to get its attention. As the dog focused on the food, she quickly grabbed the chain around its neck and tied it tightly to the metal bars, ensuring it couldn't attack Greg while he worked on unlocking the prison door.
That dog about to bite her hand off, nigga. He said, bitch, I'm a carnivore. I don't eat bread, bitch. I'm a carnivore.
After a few tense
It
moments,
worked.
Greg finally succeeded in breaking the lock and freeing them. Without wasting a second, he smashed the only CCTV camera watching the area so they could no longer be monitored.
Perfect.
Greg
He's
knew
so
that
smart.
destroying the camera would likely alert the guards, so he
He's so
braced
smart.
himself for what was coming. Sure enough, moments later, a guard appeared to check on the damaged camera. Greg confronted him head-on, fighting with all his strength, but the guard was
Damn.
much bigger and stronger.
He was supposed to
desperately.
He was supposed to duck off behind the door. He was supposed to get old boy from behind. He wasn't even supposed to be up, a head up, catch the fade head up. That wasn't supposed to be a head up situation because you got to have as much energy. Who knows how long Greg been in there? He got to have all the energy he can to make sure he get through every door. You feel me? He got to be on that. He got to be on that James Bond stealth mode type shit, nigga. That Mission Impossible. You feel me? We're not catching regular fades, nigga. This is survival fades, nigga. This is one blow. He's done. Keep it moving. Next mission. You know what I'm saying? It don't
Greg
stop.
managed to snatch the keys hanging from the guard's belt. Though he was nearly overpowered, he threw the keys toward Lindsay before the guard could stop him. Lindsay quickly used the keys Greg had retrieved to unlock her cell. Once free,
Perfect.
she hurried to open Ryder's cell, as Ryder was still occupied restraining the dog. After both women escaped, they joined Greg in fighting the guard.
Good
Working
job,
together,
ladies.
they finally managed
Yeah.
to overpower him, giving them a brief window to continue their escape.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought they was
However,
gonna dip
amid
on
the
Greg.
chaos, the
The
dog's
dog got
chain
free.
broke, setting the animal loose.
Oh
The
shit, Greg
furious
gone.
dog lunged at Greg, who was at the back of the group.
Yep.
Lindsay and Ryder could only watch in horror and sorrow as Greg, who had helped them so much, was savagely attacked and killed by the beast, sacrificing his life in their attempt to escape.
The nigga, I'd have broke that jaw. And nigga, nigga, come here. Nigga, what? I'm telling you, bro. I'm getting back. I'm making it back to my kids, bro. Nigga, that dog would have died, nigga. You got me bent, bro. I'm not letting no nigga, the door right there. We just took down this big ass bodyguard. They over here plucking toenails, dog. Hell nah. Nigga, that dog, come here. Yeah, bite right here. Nigga, twist and turn and bop it, twist it, bop it.
Time
Not
left
playing.
to grieve, Lindsay and
Not
Ryder
playing.
continued their escape,
That dog
leaving
would die.
behind Greg's lifeless body. As they
Nigga,
fled
good
through the
night.
dark corridors, they
Nigga.
stumbled upon a room used for producing videotapes, each one meant to be distributed later as part of the twisted operation. They moved cautiously, trying to avoid being caught again by the syndicate.
Right
While
on.
searching for an exit, they entered the control room. On one of the monitors, they were horrified to see Sean being brutally tortured.
That nigga still getting his toenails plucked. Ain't that a bitch? He's still getting his toenails plucked.
The tension escalated when the phone in the room suddenly rang. Startled, Lindsay and Ryder quickly hid as a man entered to answer the call. During his conversation, the man received
Kill him.
news that 2 prisoners had escaped.
Kill him.
Panic spread among the group as the syndicate launched an all-out search. Guards began sweeping every corner of the facility, determined to capture Lindsay and Ryder before they could escape. If the two managed
there
to get
with you,
away,
fat
it would
fuck.
expose everything and jeopardize the continuation of their dark festival. Realizing how dangerous their situation had become, Lindsay and Ryder knew they had to move fast.
Put the
Every
masks
second
on.
counted.
Put the
Their
masks
desperate
on.
attempt to escape was filled with close calls as they were chased by relentless members of the group.
Yeah, put the mask on. I'd have tried to blend in, P. I'd have put the mask on and walk regular. Well, I don't think both of them gonna make it. One of them gonna die. On God, one of them gonna make it, but one of them
While
gonna
hiding
die,
from the
bro.
same large man who had pursued them
It don't-
earlier, they accidentally discovered Lance, barely alert.
Like I don't usually see on the scary movies. Like usually, oh shit. I mean, I don't really see two females live at the end, other than the Ready or Not 2, because the girl and her sister. But other than that, like it's usually like a guy and a girl, or just like a girl. You know what I'm saying? And the guy sacrifices himself at the end, or whatever. So I don't expect it to be both of them surviving at the end of this. You know?
And covered in burns after being tortured in the electric chair.
They need to find like something sharp.
Ryder, overwhelmed with grief and
That
love,
nigga
ran to him
scared
and
the
held him
shit
tight.
out of me,
But
bro.
before they could react, the large man appeared again and pulled the lever, sending a deadly surge of electricity through the room. In an instant, both Ryder and Lance were killed in a gruesome scene. Powerless to save them, Lindsay fled in terror.
I told
with the
you one of them
large
was
man
gonna die,
chasing
bruh.
her
I
relentlessly.
told you.
Eventually, she became cornered, with nowhere left to run.
Damn.
As he raised his hammer to strike, Lindsay slipped and fell into a drainage tunnel. To her horror, the tunnel was
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. She slipped and fell through a drainage tunnel.
filled with
Get the
countless
fuck outta
human
here.
corpses, the victims of the syndicate's atrocities. Trembling and nauseated, she ran through the piles of bodies,
Damn, it's
desperately
a
searching
gang
for a
of
way
dead
out.
bodies. Nigga, it's a gang of dead bodies. That is not regular. That's not regular. That's a gang of dead bodies, bruh.
After what felt like an eternity, she saw a truck passing above, summoning
He need to just keep running because he fat. Like, he can't run forever. You know what I'm saying? That's a fat motherfucker right there, bro. Just beat him with fitness.
the last of her strength.
Beat
She
him with the
called for help,
fitness.
and the
I
driver
keep
turned
running.
out to be John, the same man who had rescued her at the beginning of the story. Seeing
On
Lindsay
me,
covered in
I
blood,
wouldn't
John
even
quickly
stop.
took
I wouldn't even stop for no help like that. Because I wouldn't even trust nobody. Bro, you don't even know where you at. You could probably be right around the corner from the festival, and this nigga searching the premises looking for you because they just heard that you went down the drainage tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know where you at. I'm not taking no rides. Nigga, I'm about to be tired as fuck, about to pass out when I get to this hospital on this Million Man March. Dolo, you feel me?
her to a doctor for medical treatment. There, she met Dr. Tomey, who treated her wounds with apparent care.
Unless I know you,
During her
you know?
recovery,
If I don't know
Dr.
you,
Tomey told
that's
Lindsay
the
she was
rap.
incredibly lucky to have survived when so many others hadn't.
She's not even at the
His words
hospital.
brought her a fleeting sense of relief, but that comfort didn't last long. Over time, Lindsay began noticing strange behavior from both Dr. Tomey and John. Her instincts were right. They were not saviors at all. In
You're
a
not at the
horrifying
hospital.
twist, Lindsay discovered that Dr. Tomey and John were part of the same evil organization. They had pretended to be her rescuers to deceive her. Now, Lindsay had to face the devastating truth. She would
Boy, I'm surgical with this shit, Jake, ain't I? I'm surgical with this shit, Jake. Yeah. If I could have a better Denzel impersonation, I'd give you a better Denzel impersonation, but that's not my thing. That's not what I do. What I do is I react to great films, and great films, they get watched by me and reacted to by me, and we experience them for the first time together first, me and you. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting surgical with this shit, Jake. Pay attention.
never escape. She was destined to become the next victim, tortured for the amusement of the festival's unsuspecting audience who believed they were merely watching a performance. With the grim realization of her
that's
fate,
fucked
Lindsay
up.
understood there was no way out. All hope was gone, and her story, like those before her, would end in pain and darkness. And with that, the story comes to a chilling close.
And I ain't gonna lie, that one was a fun one for sure, for sure. That one was a fun one. It's unfortunate how a girl got, you know what I'm saying? But damn, they got set up since the gas station. You know, and I think it was to be honest, I was talking about I think they got set up with the wristbands and shit. Everybody there got set up, nigga. So the recycling factor is everybody that's watching them get tortured is next up to be in line for that torture. You know what I'm saying? It's not stopping. Did you see how many dead fucking bodies they had inside that tunnel or at the end of that tunnel, the dispense part? That shit crazy, bro. Just reckless. I get that film right there at 8.5 out of 10. Yes, sir, I do it. 8.5 out of 10. And it was pretty fun. You know what I'm saying? Talon Falls came out 2017, dog. Yeah, I'd watch that. I'm not gonna lie, I'd watch that on the Netflix or something like that, you know. But we about to probably tune into another one before the night's over. But I gotta go to work at 6:30 in the morning, so probably not. We'll see how I feel after editing this video. Y'all hold it down, and thank you for tuning in and tapping in with your boy Cam Lucci on the Cam Lucci Reactions. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You see every time I drop something new.